I just don't like the idea of thinking that these people will now grow up wanting to change themselves as opposed to loving themselves, you know? Like, as opposed to seeing how beautiful they are and realizing how much they have to offer the world just the way they are. That's what I think. That's what I think is very demonic about the industry as a whole, is that it makes people feel that they're never enough.
Were you? Well, put a pause on that.
Is Ariana Grande okay? We all know the pressure of Hollywood on female celebs can be a lot. But baby, with this new look Ariana showed in her music video, I feel very concerned. It's not even about looking skinny anymore. This could be sickness. Nicki Minaj tried to warn us about how territorial and controlling these music executives can be, but everyone dismissed her warnings, saying that she was bitter and jealous. But after seeing her own friend, Ariana literally wither away right in front of our eyes, Nicki is back at sounding the alarm.
They did the Brighter Days memory erasure treatment to me, so I'm having trouble remembering the details. They're foggy because at the Brighter Days clinic they do the memory erasure, you know?
Recently, Ariana Grande's team announced that she was going to be taking a step back from the public eye once she wraps up the Eternal Sunshine Tour. It's normal for celebrities, especially those as big as Ariana, to disappear from the media for a while to reset. However, the statement her team put out has everyone doing a double take. They said she's looking forward to finishing the tour and ending it on a high note both healthfully and happily, and then taking a much-deserved break from public-facing work and appearances, which has led to endless ongoing public scrutiny. They also added she performs a very physical show and there is a lot of athleticism involved. She performs healthily and successfully at a very high level night after night. Now, there has been a lot of debate about Ariana's weight loss ever since she took on the role of Glinda for the Wicked movies, with many believing that she and Cynthia Erivo had hopped on the Ozempic trend. But while Cynthia is looking back a few pounds healthier, looks like Ariana might have gotten addicted to it because she has changed drastically. The internet has been worried about her and asked someone on her team to intervene before something happens to her. But what we are not about to do is let a PR team frame people worrying about her skinny physique as negativity and public scrutiny. Fans have been trying to toe the line with Ariana because the last time the internet really went in on a celebrity for losing weight, it was Chadwick Boseman, only to find out that he was battling cancer the entire time. But telling us that Ariana is displaying feats of athleticism just because she hasn't collapsed on stage yet is insane. And child, in a way it looks like Ariana is in on it. She's been photographed wearing clothes and poses in a way that flaunts her rib cage to the world, and only seemed to get bothered when people stopped ignoring it and called on her to address it. But as someone who knew and worked with Ariana in the past, Nicki Minaj can tell that the old Ariana people knew and loved is gone. In fact, she may have never been there in the first place since she has played so many different personas that the person we're seeing right now is yet another character and product that the music industry wants to sell to us. She once told Billboard about her childhood and that she was a very weird kid and a little dark and deranged. When she was around 3 or 4 years old, her mom was actually worried that she would turn into a serial killer. And as a teenager, she became obsessed with famous killers.
Young fans at the time. It was like, I think it was like in between like me being Cat and pop stuff. So it was like a younger group. But it was with a parent. Someone said, if you could have dinner with anyone living or dead, who would it be? And I was like, oh, you're so cute. Who, Mom and Dad, is it okay if I give the real answer? And they were like, sure, I guess. What's the answer? And I was like, I mean, Jeffrey Dahmer's pretty fascinating. I think I would have loved to have met him.
Ariana's obsession with serial killers and the way they were able to live double lives came to influence her identity when she kicked off her career as a pop star. I mean, Ariana didn't just move away from her aesthetic as a Nickelodeon star. She changed her skin tone, her accent, her normal speaking voice, and even got people calling her Blackiana, because it was obvious that whatever this persona was, it was a creation of her team to make her trendy and sell records. In an interview, she talked about having multiple encounters with demons and how she would have dark entities disturb her when she tries to sleep. This was in 2013, and she learned to cope with it by giving them names and actually trying to befriend these entities so that she could be productive as an artist. And I think I've reached a place with my monsters where I appreciate them because I know that they're trying to protect me from disappointment, from more hurt, from more whatever, but they're not productive for me as an artist. So I lovingly ask them, I have a name for them, and I lovingly ask them if they can just get me a coffee and come back in 15. And they do. Now, love or hate Nicki, but she is all about God and has repeatedly called out all the devil worshipping that goes on in the industry. Like, she literally exposed Beyoncé of performing blood rituals. But on the other hand, she has also been a close friend of Ariana. And allegedly the reason why they kind of drifted was because apparently Ariana developed almost a parasitic relationship with them, and it allowed her to shift from one persona to another almost unnoticed by her fans. But by the time she got the role of Glinda, it became impossible to ignore. Not only did her appearance change drastically once again, but even the way she acted on red carpets and interviews wasn't the same. I mean, she became a whole different person and morphed into this innocent, childlike woman that the industry needed her to be to sell the movie. And the Wizard of Oz franchise isn't exactly known for giving its lead actors good endings. The 1939 film that Ariana is obsessed with has been linked to many mysterious and tragic deaths, with the most famous being the passing of Judy Garland, who played Dorothy. During filming, she was put on starvation diets to keep her childlike figure while she was constantly bullied and called ugly as a way of controlling her. This led to lifelong eating disorders, depression, and addiction, which later took her life. So, is this something happening with Ariana too? Because it was only after this movie that she kept on dropping that weight and that recent music video. In her music video for Petal, Ariana initially showed herself making all kinds of changes just for the Hollywood execs to accept her, only to finally kill them when she'd had enough. However, at the end of it, it was revealed that Ariana was just an actress on the set, and that was a scene she had to play out. She was never fully in control, and in her career, she still isn't in control. She isn't one to refuse to sell out. And at the end of the day, these executives still have power over what she does, and she's willing to go along with it. Mind you, when she was on Nickelodeon, she literally had to sell the rights of her hair to the network. They dyed it over and over again and left her almost bald. So, this weight loss might very much be another thing that was pushed on her. And it's not just celebs like Nicki Minaj who are worried. Actress Jamila J also spoke up and she called out Ariana for normalizing this behavior and acting weird for people calling her out, saying, I think it's worth considering that the pop star in question has access to a lot of mental health care and the best facilities on the planet, whereas the fans watching largely don't. Even the public is concerned, too. One person said, she's played so many different personas, but has no idea who she actually is. Another added, I literally sat down with my 11-year-old daughter last week and showed her a photo of Karen Carpenter next to a recent photo of Ariana Grande to teach her that EDs can end, and we cannot pretend otherwise. But what do you guys also think that Ariana's weight loss is tied to something deeper? Sound off in the comments and make sure to like and subscribe. See you later, baddies.